The nation will stand firm or fall depending upon the strength of the base upon which it is built. That base is law. The wisdom and fairness of our laws, the impartiality and certainty of their enforcement, and the deterring effect of inescapable severe punishment for their violation will determine the future of our country. There is a growing laxity in all these areas. There seems to be a purposeful permissiveness in some of our laws and regulations, which indicates a deliberate effort to placate vocal pressure groups within our society. This is neither wise nor fair. When laws are passed, revised, or reinterpreted to benefit certain groups, with the result that other individuals or groups are adversely affected, the regulatory system of this nation is being used improperly. The danger is quite fair. The danger is quite clear. Laws are intended for expediency but for justice. There is considerable variation in the degree of certainty with which our laws and regulations are enforced. We excuse this because of the human and therefore variable interpretations of the severity of infractions. Law enforcement has become a somewhat personal prerogative of the individual or organization entrusted with seeing that laws and regulations are obeyed strictly, exactly, within their full meaning and intact. The situation in the field of law enforcement has become so lax that private citizens and pressure groups arrogantly and publicly announce that they will obey only those laws and regulations which suit their personal purpose and that they deliberately will openly disobey any law such in their own individual judgment is not to their benefit or is deterring their aims. No nation which tolerates such open and hostile defiance of its laws by its own citizens can long survive. Even the threat of such defiance should incur such disciplinary action as to make the act itself avoided because of the assured severity of certain punishments. No individual, because he is a leader or a vocal member of a dissident pressure group, deserves immunity from or should be given probated or trivial punishment for deliberately and defiantly breaking a law or regulation. We have developed a fear of making martyrs because it might enhance their publicity and propaganda value. This is a dishonorable fear which can be eliminated by making the punishment for self-provoked martyrdom sufficiently severe to make it undesirable. Otherwise, we shall continue to have our law enforcement officials under frequent provocation by those who would use accusations against them to incite agitation for their objectives. All levels of law enforcement would greatly be improved if the entire citizenry were thoroughly convinced that the violation of any law or regulation would result in inescapable, impartial, or Severe punishment. When I say severe punishment, I mean so severe that its risk would not be justified. Too many people are willing to play Russian roulette with crime because they know all of the cylinders of severe punishments are not loaded. They are being constantly indoctrinated with the current trend to light sentences, suspended sentences, parole sentences, and punishment being deferred interminably by legal maneuvering. Only when punishment is certain, swift, and severe can it serve as a maximum deterrent. Certainly, every intelligent effort should be made to rehabilitate criminal and being very sure we have done so to return them to freedom. But it is much better to prevent their becoming criminal in the first place. The preventive, or at least the deterrent, is certain, swift, and severe punishment. Of course, the ultimate ideal is a total moral abhorrence of and abstention from all crime by all people. It is a far distant state, but one which deserves constant seeking. However, in the meantime, the problem of increasing and flagrant law violation is here now. It must be dealt with by using the means at hand. The very survival of this free nation depends upon respect for and enforcement of law and order. If it is necessary to improve the wisdom and fairness of our laws, the impartiality and the certainty of their enforcement, and the deterring effect of inescapable severe punishment for their violation, let us get on with the task. The nation stands on the base of law. Let us be sure that foundation is firm and secure.